Hi everyone, my name is C83. In the last few issues, we talked about the video cover design teaches you a few tips. Today we will tell you another trick, which is also a commonly used method. Expression design. And we're still using the YouTube channel, 2025. Top 10 bloggers design cases, give you some cases and introductions. These bloggers, they all have one thing in common. I told you about hue design, lightness design, area design and so on. They are basically very skilled in the application. This time, the expression design method I tell you. I found that they are still using emoji design. So we're going to see this in the next frame. He put position 1, what we call the C bit. Gave it to the owner of this emoji. Then its maximum area and the location of the core. Even different from anything next to it. Some visual conflicts and representations. It's all from his expression. It's a very simple way to design a cover. Just put the expression of your own face. Zoom in as much as possible. Amplified and usual different opposites. That's how you design expressions. Our own place. It's the same whether it's a boy or a girl. No matter what field or industry. Everyone is trying to attract each other with expressions. The vision that attracts our observers. There are a lot of psychological hints we often talk about. Eyebrows are some way of psychological communication, and some applications of micro-expressions of expressions. The eyes are the windows to the soul. Give vision to the other party with psychological reverie. The mouth is some guide to emotion and direction of development and so on, which are all expressions. The characteristics and performance of cover design. Okay, let's look at third place. Children may be more expressive. But he is also simple and direct. Then the raised mouth and wide eyes. All to show an emotional extension of his feelings about the matter. Let's look at fourth place. They're still children, but they all take the simplest possible. The most primitive expression of expression is used. Because there's no director, there's no arrangement. His eyes would widen. Open your mouth to any teenage child blogger. The most used emoji in his expression is this way and stash. Okay, let's look at number 5. Same whether it's an adult or a child. They're amplifying their expressions. Did you discover the characteristics of human visual expression? Basically, these are the kinds of things we often see. Joy and sorrow in these ways. But stare and open your mouth. This is probably the easiest way everyone uses. Whether it's a smile, surprise or fear. Basically, it can be reflected in facial expressions. Okay. Let's take a look at the 6th place in the next group. Whether Asian or European, or different skin tones. Everyone's way of expressing surprise. It's all in the usual visual expression. Mutation and amplification. We saw him with his eyes wide open and his mouth wide open. That's the way to express panic. Or the expression of surprise. What do you attract in this way? Attract those who communicate with you and those who communicate with him. Opposite those with all the information and attention. Okay, let's look at 7th place. Open your mouth and sing loudly. Actually this way. Performance in cover design is the norm. Maybe a designer, in the performance of his subject, one of the most readily available methods. This visual representation is basically, for all of our audiences, it's pretty much universally acceptable. They're all about your emotions, drawn to his face, and this achieve the core value of expression design in cover design. Type bar. The same, you will find. They are basically the way. The largest and most likely. Use the expression with the greatest contrast between the expression and the usual expression to amplify your visual emotions. Let others pay attention to the attention he attracts. This is the most important method of expression design. Good night. And we made a lot of them. Some flat designs of AI. But he amplified the message in his face. This kind of information is basically rare. When you can see this kind of information, I definitely want to attract everyone's attention. Okay, number 10. Still the way. Keep your eyes open. Bulge your mouth. This is what belongs to us, for the expression of these several ways. Nothing new, but very effective. We'll draw attention to him. Okay, let's use these 10 bloggers examples just now. Talk about the use of expression design method. And we're going to do this for you. Some interpretations of typical expression design cases and applications. Several ways and tricks of cover design. And you can see it's very simple. Open your mouth and stare at your eyes. And then what happens is you take on a speaky and terrified form. That's the way they usually do it. The same is true of color. Or from the design area and so on. They all use this terrified way and expression, and there's some contrast in the normal face. Some ways of expressing the greatest contrast. It will attract you to see it. And that's the way panic works. This is also a sign of panic. We see his exaggerated eyes and nose. Open mouth and looking at triangle composition to draw your attention to his vision. While focusing on the visual, focused on the core of his cover design. So that's what I'm telling you. A major element in cover design. It's called expression design. If you still like my color channel, see the world in new colors, we will have more to share. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing.